saw the picture was here. That's weird. Ok, en estos momentos pareciera ser que el curfew ya está en efecto y la gente ya debería estar en sus casas porque ya son las 6 de la tarde. Son las 6:30 en Los Ángeles. Acabo de mirar las noticias de ahí en el Channel 7 de ABC.
Hey Jamie, I do copy, thank you.
Bueno, ahí está. No me escucho el sonido del helicóptero.
Thank you for joining us on the web. This is Gil Levis in News Chopper 4 Bravo, along with my pilot Chris Sanders. We're over Hollywood right now. We're looking at Santa Monica Boulevard.
Totalmente en vivo.
Protesters are marching eastbound towards Vine Street. This is the same group that a little while ago took over an intersection at Sunset and Vine, and this group has kind of stretched out through the city streets as they moved westbound on Sunset, and they came down Cahuenga to here at Santa Monica Boulevard, and they continue eastbound on Santa Monica through El Centro. There's Vine. I'm sorry, that's El Centro there. It is a peaceful march through. The group is probably one of the largest groups right now that are out and about. Right now the curfew is in effect though. And I can hear the LAPD airship talking about the group, just monitoring them from a distance. We don't see any large groups of officers that are in trail. They're definitely in different areas. And we're going to get an estimate here from the LAPD in just a second on how large the crowd is. We were earlier over the Mayor's Mansion in Hancock Park, where a large group gathered there. We were initially there in the beginning, about 150 people. It grew to over 1,000 people that took over that neighborhood at 6th and Irving Boulevard, and they have since left the area. There was still a small group left when we came to this demonstration march. Okay, Chris, they're making a northbound turn. Let's take a look and see where they're going. Yeah, let's go ahead of them. Let's go to the northeast. Yeah, and get over that street. They're all turning there. We're moving our helicopter as we watch the crowd move to the east and now turn the corner there. That's Lodi Place from Santa Monica Boulevard. We're looking there at Lodi Place and Lexington Avenue, and the crowd is stopping there, allowing people to catch up. The LAPD is estimating about 800 or so protesters here walking through the streets of Hollywood. This is northbound on Lodi Place from Lexington. Very peaceful demonstration here as they march through the street. They started, when we first found them, they were at Santa Monica and Vine. They were in that intersection. There was really no police presence. It was a very peaceful protest and demonstration in that intersection. And since they've moved on, making almost an entire loop here through the streets of Hollywood. And the group now is turning eastbound on Fountain Avenue from Lodi Place. So they're going left, Chris. Yeah. You see this crowd is really stretched out along this neighborhood on Lodi. One of the problems here in Santa Monica is that the vehicles that are trailing the people that are walking, they're part of the protest here, and they're in trail with their vehicles, and unfortunately they've taken over the street. They're going in the wrong direction in some cases here. Drivers there on the westbound lanes, he's having to be in the eastbound lanes trying to get out, but because there's so many cars here, they're trying to make that turn onto Lodi from Santa Monica. That person is really stuck and really has nowhere to go because the cars are taking up the entire street heading eastbound. I'm going to leave this scene here for a second. Chris, I'm going to go back to the head of the crowd because keep it flat, because I'm seeing what looks like maybe some smoke. Yeah, Jamie, let me tell you on the microwave. We're going to swing the camera over for something else. Jamie, that was that car that we were looking at that was being followed. It was almost a chase. Right here, they're going to tow the vehicle. Gower and Hollywood. They're talking about the DEA requesting a tow for the vehicle. If that's what you're talking about. Hollywood and Gower, that's where they made that traffic stop. Multiple LAPD units got behind this vehicle that was suspected of looting. Okay, Jamie, yep, that makes sense. Let me find the crowd again. There was, Jamie, just so you know, there was something that went off right here. I don't know what it was. I did see a little cloud of something. Okay. Yeah. It was right in this corner. Yeah, it was right on this corner, Gower and Fountain. I did see it when we were showing the cars. It's definitely a cloud of smoke that came here, or came up from the group, but now it looks like it's dispersed. These people aren't really running or moving away from that. Might have been a smoke bomb or something like that. And as the crowd here continues to go eastbound on Fountain through Gordon, keeping an eye on the vehicles on Santa Monica to the south a little bit. We're blocking the entire road. It's still happening, right, Chris? Yeah, I can't see it out. It's out my pilot side, which is on the right side of the helicopter, and but we're just going to follow the crowd here as we monitor the other situation with the cars that are trying to make a left turn onto Lodi from Santa Monica, and they've kind of taken over all the lanes, east and westbound lanes. They're saying about 30 cars at least, if not more. They're trying to get behind the group here. Well, they come to a T intersection here on Fountain and Bronson, and they're kind of stopping there, trying to decide which way to go. And it looks like they're going to go south on Bronson from Fountain. Well, may have spoke too soon. They faked me out there for a second. No, they're going to go maybe north, but or maybe nowhere. Well, as they decide what they're going to do there, I'm going to come out and show you a wider shot of the crowd. They're really stretched out along Fountain. And that's the line of cars coming away from Santa Monica that were following the group. Looks like they're encouraging them to go south on Bronson finally, so a few people taking a break on the steps of a junior high school here. The group is kind of bottlenecking there, trying to decide which way to go on that T intersection. If they go left, they hit Sunset, I believe that is. If they go right, they'll eventually hit Santa Monica. And it looks like they're going to be committed southbound. Hey Jack, we're looking at about, I think, an hour. Yeah, about an hour, 1 hour. That's right. Yeah. group is continuing southbound Bronson from Fountain. I'm going to come away from the group again one more time because I hear the LAPD talking about that group of cars that's still making their way eastbound on Santa Monica to Lodi Place, and it's a problem for sure because they're now calling it about 100 cars that are blocking in both lanes. Chris, let's go forward to over the cemetery right here, and we're going to move our helicopter over the Hollywood Forever Cemetery to get a look. And here's where the group is coming to Santa Monica Boulevard now, down Bronson, just north of the cemetery. And as I look up Santa Monica Boulevard, you're going to see the bottleneck of cars trying to make their way to follow the protesters on their path. He just came this direction here. They turned up that small street, Lodi Place, and they've taken over both sides of the road, and it's really just a bottleneck. Cars trying to get by that aren't part of the protesters and the march. LAPD trying to get units into position to break this up and try to clear that street so traffic can flow both directions. But I think the people that are in the vehicles don't realize that the march is coming back to Santa Monica Boulevard just ahead of them. And now the march is going eastbound on Santa Monica. This particular demonstration, the LAPD has not really been around, just overseeing it from the air. But now they're probably going to have to get into at least breaking up that traffic right here at Lodi Place. That's just past or just east of El Centro. And I want to emphasize this is a very peaceful demonstration, this march that's happening here. There's LAPD saying that it's a very peaceful protest, no problems whatsoever, just people simply walking in a peaceful protest to honor the memory of George Floyd. Now the group on foot here eastbound Santa Monica at Van Ness.
No.
Somewhere in there. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, but we don't find it.
You know, that's it.
No.
Can you get somebody?
I don't know if they can.
Because I want this to follow the call.
Yeah, I did.
And it looks like the group is going to turn southbound on the east side of the cemetery, Van Ness. So southbound Van Ness from Santa Monica Boulevard. That'll clear up the traffic.
They did like a box thing. Base, just the base thing. It's right there. I'm going down to the restroom.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Well, it looks like that traffic is now starting to subside. Most of the cars that are in the protest march are turning up northbound there on Lodi Place, and that's freeing up. That'll eventually free up those westbound lanes there. Once they turn, that should do it for that portion of the bottleneck. And now back over here to the cemetery. You see on the east side of the cemetery, that's where the marches are heading to southbound from Santa Monica Boulevard.
Please return to the nearest sales associate. Apparently, we failed to remove the inventory control tag from your purchase. Thank you.